Hello. Before I start this video, there's only one day left that you can fill out the mock 2024 election, choosing the candidates, and then a couple days after January 1st, I'll be releasing who won. But without, let's start here. And today I'm going to be going over the first polling data that we had. So basically, what's the first polling data that was released from each day, and looking at how it benefits each candidate. So let's start off with some of these safe states here now. And for the Democrats, we have Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C. As well as that, New York, and California, and Washington, Maine's 1st District, and I believe, actually, then the only other one left is the state of Hawaii. Those are the Democrat safe states. And for Joe Biden, Donald Trump, safe states are going to continually to be up in the north west out there. So Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, only Nebraska's 3rd district, actually. Oklahoma, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, and that's all. So this is a map of the safe states, and it's pretty surprising what we see that Donald Trump only has 69 safe states. That's pretty surprising. 69. That's all. Because he had a lot more states: Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, all this election, Indiana. No, but not in the first polling data. But let's do. So this map is very surprising. Surprising states that aren't on this list. Oregon is pretty surprising. And then there's a lot of ones for Donald Trump: Indiana, Louisiana, Arkansas. But let's get into the likely states now for each candidate. And for Joe Biden, he has not many, but in Maine as a state, New Mexico, Oregon, and then Illinois. And I forgot to talk about Illinois in the beginning about how that was surprising. That's not safe. And then Nebraska's 2nd district. So Illinois getting into that likely column. It barely missed it on the first polling data that we had from Illinois, but it did miss it. And so only 3 states combined for Joe Biden in the likely column. For Donald Trump, he has a few. He has Kansas, Missouri, Louisiana, South Carolina, Indiana, and then Nebraska as a state. So still some surprises for Donald Trump. That Arkansas didn't even make the likely column, which is very surprising to me. That a state such as Arkansas did not make the likely column. But now for the leaning column, there were a lot of them. So let's get started here. We're going to have Nevada, Colorado, Minnesota for Joe Biden, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. That's a big surprise to me, but let's keep going. Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Nebraska's 2nd district, and New Hampshire. And that's a total of 136. Oh, sorry, no, there's actually 5 more that I'm missing, but I do not know from which states I am missing it from. But I will, it's going to be New Hampshire, and Maine second. All right, there we go. So 141 in the likely column, a lot, and that puts Joe Biden over the mark and way over what he reached this year. Donald Trump has some also. He has Alaska, I believe Alaska. He actually holds Arizona, Texas, Arkansas, making into this, which is super surprising. Georgia, Iowa, and Nebraska's first district. And finally, Wisconsin's 10 electoral votes. It was actually a tilt for Donald Trump, just barely, out of the first polling data. So this is a pretty interesting map that you see, and it really benefits Joe Biden. And I'm going to clear the map so we can see it in just normal colors on who would win in each state. And Joe Biden, again, tallies 232 with a very surprising map. Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, Hawaii, Nebraska's second district. There we go. And for Donald Trump, he holds the rest of these states here. And let's put these in. And because when we look at an electoral map, we look at really just, they're all dark shades. So that's really the only thing that matters on an electoral map. But let's switch to Nebraska. So there we go. There we have it. So I'm going to add a column for flips. And flips from the 2020 election, and then we can also do from the 2016 election. So things that didn't actually happen this way, we're going to be Arizona, Wisconsin, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, and I believe, Maine's second district. I believe that's all. Because Joe Biden there has 280, 290. Yep, that's all. Those are the flips that didn't happen. So when we look at the map, it's pretty impressive that only from the first polling data, there's only 100 electoral votes off. That's pretty surprising. Now there's only 100. Because that's the first thing that's released. Now some of these were only released in July. But still only being 100 electoral votes off is pretty big to have that. And that, I think, is super impressive. So let's add these back in so we can look at flips from the 2016 election that we would have. Michigan would be a flip state. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, and I don't believe Donald Trump would have flipped any states. Actually, he had to. He would have had to. Maine's first, second district, and Nebraska's second. Maine's second district and Nebraska's second district. All flips from the 2016 election. And this also gives us the number of 100, which is actually super surprising that there's 100 flips, there'd be 100 electoral votes flipping for each party, and I believe, I just wanted to make sure that I'm correct with that, because these all went red, and which would have given Donald Trump the other 100. So Joe Biden would have flipped 100 electoral votes, where in this election, he flipped, let's put the map back, in this election, he flipped Michigan, Wisconsin. He did not flip Maine's first district. He flipped Arizona, Nebraska. So 1, 2, 3. He flipped Georgia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So those are the flips. So he only flipped 74, but that's a pretty impressive map. So again, there's 1 day left tomorrow down below to fill out the Google form. So please do, and I will see you in the next video.